Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Teacher Tip Tuesday. I'm Clara Galan, Content Marketing Manager and former teacher here at Remind, and I'm looking forward to our 14th Teacher Tip Tuesday. So for those of you who are just tuning in, Teacher Tip Tuesday is a 5-minute professional development series in which we interview educators from around the world to discuss innovative and creative classroom practices and communication strategies and share their ideas with the global professional learning network. So today I'm really excited to be joined by Tammy Neil, who's a technology teacher at Branford High School and is also the co-moderator of Florida Ed Chat and Rural Ed Chat. So hi Tammy, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Clara. I'm so happy to be here.
We interview educators from around the world. Great. So yeah, thanks so much for taking the time. Please, we'd love to hear a little bit about yourself and your background and how long you've been teaching technology at your school.
Well, this is actually my first year teaching technology at the school. Prior to this, we did not have a technology program, so they created one.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
I am the game design teacher. We have a game design class, and I'm a computer apps teacher, which is basically Microsoft Office. This is my 24th year in the classroom, and my background is in mathematics, which is why my Twitter handle is Math Neil and not Tech Neil. So this is all brand new to me, and so because it's brand new, I think that I have come at it with a little bit of a different slant, and I'm really excited about it. So we started the year off teaching computers without computers.
Wow, and how did that go? What were some of the strategies that you used to teach that?
Well, we started off having to use the testing lab, and so we had computers, but they weren't ours. So we started off without a printer. We started off with older machines, and so we started off with an older piece of software than what we were expected to finish the year with, and so it really made me rethink how I wanted to teach. Going paperless without a choice in the matter completely changed my mindset about what it is I really wanted to see and needed to see, and I've been very excited and very happy with the results so far.
That's great. And what are some of the results that you've seen when you've been going paperless with your students? Has it made an impact, on their engagement at all?
I think the going paperless has really impacted all of us because, it's kind of strange. I'm teaching Microsoft Office, but I'm using Google Classroom. So I think I have the best of both worlds. So the kids are using their Google Drives to take documents home without having to haul them home. We don't have to deal with lost flash drives or any of that stuff. My load coming home is nothing. I don't carry anything away from the school, which is awesome. No more lost papers. No, my dog ate it. None of that happens in my classroom. Do I think that all the kids are getting all of their work done? I know they're not. They're still not. That's going to happen. It's just going to happen. Life happens. But the fact that we had to readjust in the beginning, really now, the kids now know better how to go out and find the resources to learn how to do the things that I need them to do, which is really cool. And I never even considered paperless innovative. It was just what we had to do. To me, the innovative part is that I let them choose their topics. The content is not what I'm grading. I'm grading, do you know how to use the software? So I'm encouraging them to find topics that they own. So I've had literally everything from apples to stereo systems. I had one gentleman who did all the research and did a beautiful PowerPoint for me, and then went out and bought all the pieces to turn the hi-fi on in his pickup truck. So, you know, it's really giving them the tools that they need to learn the things they want to learn.
I love
So,
that. That sounds very, student-driven learning, and I'm sure they're really excited then to come in and try out some of those projects and learn that new content. Are there any tools besides Google Classroom or other apps that you've been using with students when they identify their content and work on these projects?
well, I'm letting them choose the apps that they use. That's really the more important part to me. Other than the ones that I'm required to do through Microsoft Office, you know, if they have an app that they really like, I'd let them choose that. Show me how you're going to work that in. So there's been video. I've got some students in my game design who have done their own videos and things like that with the apps they prefer to use, and that's fine. I'm completely cool with that. You know, I just think that it's more important that the kids own their learning than it is that I'm comfortable with what they're using. If they know how to do it and they give me a product that completely tells me, hey, I've got this, I know what I'm doing, and here's why you need to give me the grade I think I deserve, I also make them justify their grades. So they basically grade everything. I don't have to grade a whole lot. They basically grade their own work. Tell me why you deserve an A or a B or a C. Here's what I'm expecting. Where did you think you met that? And show me. And so it's an amazing experience. Not all of them like that. There's still students that prefer the traditional method of tell me what you want and I'll give you what you want. And that's fine. But for those that really get it, it's really been amazing to watch what they're doing.
That sounds like those are some really helpful skills, even when they go on beyond high school and when they're in college or in the workforce, that creativity and that ability to be able to research different tools can be so helpful. And that might be a little bit scary too, I know, for some teachers that, asking students to grade themselves. Overall, has it been a pretty positive experience for you, and do you feel that the students are honest since they have to, show different research and different content to support the grade that they've given themselves?
Yeah, I enjoy coming to school. I always have. I've always been that teacher that called it going to school, not going to work. But we talk about in class what justifies an A or a B or a C. I don't give rubrics per se. I give, here's my minimum. It's more of a standards-based type grading in my opinion. Here's what I need you to show me. Okay, so here's your minimum. Okay, so let's talk about what going above that looks like. And so we have those conversations in class. And so it's not really any kids giving themselves harder grades or easier grades. In my opinion, they want to shine, and I'm just giving them the opportunity to do so.
That's great. That sounds like, students are really being engaged in your class, not only with the research process, but also with the evaluation process. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like you're using many different methods of technology, many different tools to stay connected with students inside and outside of the classroom. I know that you're also a wonderful user of Remind.
Yes.
So is there any way in which Remind has made an impact on student engagement in your class, or made a change, within your classroom?
Well, the big thing that we've done differently this year with Remind is a campus-wide event that I'm a part of, and I'm really proud of it. We've gathered about 80% of our families are on our school-wide Remind, and for us, it's been it has made an impact directly in my classroom. So my game design class does a game design showcase. And so we were able to send out those notices through Remind, and it became more than just showing off to the parents of my students. It became showing all the parents that were interested. What's going on in this brand new class that we've never had on our campus before. In fact, it's the first class of its kind at the high school level in my district. And so we had lots of people who were very interested in what was going on, and we were able to share that out. So we had other students that showed up. We had parents whose kids couldn't be there, but they wanted to see what was going on. So it really helped us get that word out as to how valuable a game design class is. Because it's not just about playing video games. The logic behind designing a game takes so much more concentration than merely playing the game. And these kids have just been amazing. And I'm going to let a little cat out of the bag. We have a picture of our principal on his go-kart, and they're designing a game based on him. He's aware of it. We've got his permission, don't get me wrong. But we're very, very excited to see what the kids come up with and what they have him chasing down. So storyboards are being written now, and so that's going to be a big part of our second game design showcase, which will take place at the end of the school year.
That sounds so fun and very cross-curricular too. I would imagine that game design would, students might not even realize how many different subjects they're using, but it's in such an engaging way. Wonderful. So unfortunately, Tammy, it looks like we're running out of time. We wanted to keep this short, but I wanted to thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
I'm welcome to be here.
How, for those who are tuning in, get in touch with you via Twitter?
Well, my Twitter handle, I believe, is down here below. I am at Math Neil. We have our Rural Ed Chat tonight at 8:30, where our topic is how schools handle change. And tomorrow night for FLED Chat, which is Florida Educators Chat, at 8 o'clock, we will have Nicholas Ferroni will be joining us live to moderate the chat, and we will be talking about engaging the fringe kids. So those kids that don't do all the sports and all the clubs, and those kids are on the fringe. So he'll be joining us then. So we're very excited about that too.
Thanks so much for sharing that with us, Tammy. I love Rural Ed Chat. I go and hop on TweetDeck every now and then, and Florida Ed Chat is really awesome too. And Nick's a really inspirational speaker as well, so I'm sure he'll have a lot to contribute to your Florida Ed Chat.
Yes, very excited about all of it.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for all of you who tuned into Teacher Tip Tuesday, and thank you again to Tammy. If you have questions about this interview, you can tweet at us. We are at RemindHQ on Twitter or on Facebook at facebook.com/RemindHQ. And be sure to include the hashtag #TeachTues, so that's TEACHTUES. And if you'd like to be interviewed and have your class featured, be sure to reach out to us either on Twitter or on Facebook. I'm Clara Galan, and you can reach out to me on Twitter at Miss Clara Galan. And be sure to tune in next week for some great teacher tips. Have a great afternoon.